All right, welcome back. So we're going to go ahead and design this arbor press here, and then we're going to create a sectional view that shows the depths of both of these holes here. Okay, so let's go ahead and come into Autodesk here, start a new English standard. Okay, start a 2D sketch. I'm going to basically use my construction line now as a reference for how big I need to make uh, my part here. So 2.885 tab button by 3.5. Okay, I'm going to zoom out here, hit escape, take off my construction line. I'm just going to draw a rough sketch of our part of the arbor press here. Hit escape. Let's go ahead and delete those construction lines here. All right, now let's go ahead and start putting some dimensions on here. 0.69. Okay, from here to here. 0.938. In this distance, 1.015. Okay, I'm going to start making some constraints too before I move any farther. I'm going to make a parallel constraint, make this one parallel to this one. Okay, and let's use our equal. Let's make this one equal to that one. Okay, hit escape, and let's finish dimensioning here. So from here to here, 2.19. Okay, and let's add a perpendicular constraint. Okay, there we go. Hit escape. And then our overall size or length width was 2.885. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and dimension then from the overall height, which was, let's see here, 3.5. Same thing on this side. All right, so we still got some constraints to add. Let's see here. Oh, we need this distance from here to here, which is 2.5. And one more, says we need one more dimension needed, so we got this length. I think let's try, there we go, fully constrained. Hit escape. Let's go ahead and finish our sketch now, and let's extrude it a distance of 1 inch. Hit OK. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and make another feature here. Now, one thing I would encourage you to do is if you're having trouble with this, you know, experiment. There's many different ways to create this. In fact, this is my second time making it, and I'm doing it a completely different way than I did it the first time. So one thing I want to do now is find my 2-point center rectangle. Okay, I'm going to come across here to this, find that midpoint, that green dot. Okay, and I'm going to drag out a square here, roughly Yay big. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it up real quick. Before I add some dimensions here. So I got to add dimension this now from this edge, 0.5. And let's see here. It's 1.4 from the center. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my circle. Actually, yeah, find that midpoint. Drag it out until it kind of snaps into place. Hit escape. And just want to make sure they are constrained. Good. Now let's go ahead and trim. Alright, and we want a dimension from this point to this point. 1.438, enter. And I'm going to add that dimension that I deleted there from here to here. Let's place a few more dimensions on here. And we want to, let's make this one perpendicular to that one. That one equal to that one. Or Alright, let's go ahead and finish our sketch and extrude this. We want to go through the other way. Okay, hit OK. That's my bad. I should have hit the face first and then hit OK. Alright. Alright, starting to look more like our Arbor press here. One thing we got to do is we still got to make that hole right above it here. So what you're going to do is grab a point, alright, and see if you can find, well, let's just put it right here in the middle. Hit escape, and according to our dimensions, let's dimension it 1.062 from the bottom and 1.438 from the left edge here. Hit escape, and let's finish our sketch. We're going to put a hole in there, and it says our hole here has to have a diameter of 0.255 and a depth of 0.562. Hit OK, and there you go. Still got to make one more hole, so we're going to turn it around here, click on this face, start a 2D sketch, grab your point again. Okay, I'm going to try to just put it on there away from the hidden lines there, and now let's dimension it. It's 0.5 from this side, and I'm going to center it with the same dimensions that it had before. With 1.438. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish my sketch. Once again, do a hole. But this time, alright, we're going to give it some threads here. So we have a diameter of, okay, let's come over here, and we have a depth of 0.75, and the size is 0.375. There we go, and we'll stick with these designations, hit OK, and there we are, our Arbor press, almost done. Okay, the last thing we need to do is give it some chamfers here. So we're going to come up here, and the chamfers, it tells us, has, let's see, I'm looking at the paper here. Okay, 0.06, and by default it will put in a 45 degree angle for us. Hit apply, and there we go. Our Arbor press is done. Let's go ahead and create our sectional views now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set that as my front view here. Now let's start a 2D sketch. I'm sorry, a new file, ansi.idw, create, and we're going to edit our sheet, make it size A, and base. So let's go ahead and throw down, that's a little pretty big, so let's just go with, let's try 2/3. Okay. And let's go ahead and hit escape. Now remember, our instructions tell us that we need to create a section view that shows the depth of both holes. So what we can do now is come up here and draw out our section line halfway through here. Right click, hit continue, and then there we go. So we have the depth of both holes here. Now just for, it also says we need to create a multi-view sketch. So let's also bring in our isometric. This is fine. And then let's also bring in a right side here. Okay, now we're going to use datum dimensioning from this corner here to dimension our part. Remember, large arcs and fillets should have a center mark. So I'm going to place one right there. Hit escape. And I'm going to dimension now from this same corner here. I'm going to hit escape, move this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, and then let's grab our hole button, and we want to dimension this hole. Okay, and we also want to dimension this hole. Now let's use our chamfer button over here, and we're going to click on that guy. Okay. Hit escape. I'm going to move this over just a little bit here. Okay, and now let's add our depth. And let's put another dimension on this hole here. And another dimension right here. Finally, I'm just going to space things out a little bit. Move this guy up. All right, and move this over a little bit. Okay, and looks pretty good. I think that's everything here. I'm just going to move that over there. All right, thanks for watching.